is under the sleeping baby rules. I'll just kind of hang out and talk a little bit until people start showing up. But sleeping baby rules means that my daughter is asleep upstairs, and if she wakes up, I've got to end the stream and go get her. So that's the cool thing about streaming off of a phone, though. It's much easier to hop on and off. No, the thing I really wanted to talk about today, how in the world is the Harris and Trump race so freaking close? Like, I don't understand. If you look at the metrics and you see the screenshot that I put as the thumbnail, Trump's interview with Joe Rogan, 42 million views. The second biggest podcast I think that Harris did up to date was Call Her Daddy, is 750,000. I think she's got just over a million, like maybe a million and a half on Club Shay Shay. But that's nothing. JD Vance has more than that on his Joe Rogan interview. I haven't checked it recently, but people just are watching, like, eyes are on Trump. No one really cares what Harris does. Harris is kind of she's an empty suit. She's a face for the Democratic Party. It's a blue no matter who sort of election. It's people voting against Donald Trump. And as soon as you realize that, you start to see, the reason for all of the brigade of hate on mainstream media for Donald Trump. Just today, Washington Post online, one of their hosts, I can't remember his name now, just got up and left because of their unfair coverage of Donald Trump. So there's just, that in and of itself is such an indicator of where we're at right now. Now, when you think about, what has CNN been doing today? Well, CNN has had just a line, one after the next, after the next, after the next, of Democratic lawmakers, personalities, strategists, just coming on and talking about how, oh yes, Trump said he was going to execute Liz Cheney. Talking about how inappropriate it is. It's absolutely crazy. But that's what they do. I see patients in their homes. I'm a home health therapist, so I see patients in their homes where they live, and there's two little old ladies that I talked to, both in their 70s, earlier this week, and one of them, one of them said, "Oh, I hope that awful man doesn't get into the White House because, he's a Nazi." And I said, "Really?" Of course, I can't talk politics with my patients. They can talk to me, but I can't really ethically, ethics rules. You can't really do much with that conversation. You kind of nod and smile. I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, it's been on TV all day." And literally an hour later, I went and saw another lady, and she had MSNBC on. And she said, "Oh, Donald Trump, he's going to run this country into the ground." And I said, "Oh, really? Okay." And I couldn't say anything. You can't say anything. Theoretically you can, but you're not supposed to. But I'm sitting here, hearing this from these two little ladies. One's got CNN on all day long every time I'm there. The other has MSNBC on all day long every time I'm there. And when I think about, the stories that CNN and MSNBC have been running, MSNBC last week, all week long, it was Donald Trump as Hitler. It was literal comparisons to Donald Trump and Hitler. Whereas, the other, CNN this week, what have they been running? Well, it's been Trump is going to execute Liz Cheney, and so it's just like I don't. This is why the race is close, because these people are operating with no knowledge of what the issues actually are. Let's see. People are here in chat. How's it going, everybody? Thumbs up if you would, please. As I said at the start of this stream, before you guys were in here, this stream is under sleeping baby rules. My daughter is asleep upstairs. If she wakes up, I gotta go get her. So, just so you guys know, if I have to end abruptly, that's why. Mazan Alberuni. Hey there. Hey, what's up? Saturn, CNN, ISF. Don't know what that means. Ewan, he's still a sex offender. MAGA is a cult. Trump is not a sex offender, actually. Whatever, not legally or otherwise. Marty Calmer, when you leave, turn the channel to at least no, no, I can't do that. Ethical violations. 50 cent and a half. Donald is best. Yuzvo, voting for Trump, my man? I actually did. I voted today. I voted early. Went in person. Voted today. Voted for Trump. Adventures of Dad Man, Cat Girl, Willis, and Rizzler Boy. Turn the channel to Fox and take the batteries out of the remote. That's mean. Failblazer, I voted for Trump. I did as well. Uvivzo, Trump 2024 W. Adventures of Dad Man, Cat Girl, Rizzler Boy. Trump is a rapist. Trump is not a rapist. Trump has never been. I hate when they say Trump's an adjudicated rapist. That's just not true. Trump lost a civil case where he was found not guilty but liable, which I don't know how the hell that works. Marty Calmer, I actually don't understand what the fear is all about. The man ran the country for 4 years and I could buy eggs, dude. I know. If my mother-in-law didn't have chickens, I don't think I would have eggs. Failblazer, keep up the great work and stream, bro. Thank you. JH, Trump wants banged a pair. Ollie has a glad Trump is Christ resurrection Jesus. RRC, give me the felon over the Warhawk to it. Yes, dude. Yeah, the Warhawk to it. That's amazing. Adventures of Dead Man Cat Girl. Oh my god. Dickball, faux news is the right-wing propaganda machine for the IQAnon MAGA cult of Jesus Christ. Somebody has been watching MSNBC a lot. Also, Fox News is terrible and I don't watch them. Despise Fox News. They are, in general, the people that run Fox News are very pro-war. They have been for as long as I can remember. I am opposed to them. Let's see. Stop explaining yourself to some brainwashed people. No offense, but is Trump is the way to yeah. I mean, yeah. RC, dude, how old are you? I am 30. 50 cent and a half. The only person who kept USA out of wars is Trump. I agree. Trump will win the popular vote, but he won't win the electoral vote, unfortunately, due to big tech backing Kamala. I think it's the opposite. I think he will win the electoral vote, but not the popular vote. Good one. You look like a Roman from the Roman Emperor. Jesus. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through a few of these and continue on with this, but Hamasaki. But Kamala is very pro-war. Yes, Kamala is a war hawk. Absolutely. Jovashade, $5. Hey, thanks for the super chat. I'd love to get your opinion. Who would win in a fight, a duck with 2 heads or a chicken with 4 feet? I'm going to say the chicken because have you ever seen on the back of a chicken's foot, they have a spur that's about that long. And when chickens fight, they use that spur to cut open the throat and it bleeds out the other chicken. So I will say the chicken. Danny Elaine, I like chill guys like you. Thanks. I try to be chill. So when I go and see when I see patients and they want to talk politics with me, it takes everything that I have in me to not like get into it. And I'm especially when they start talking about Trump being a Nazi and Hitler and all of these sort of things. It's kind of crazy to me that they will sit there and watch just CNN and they'll just take it as gospel. For me, like I was a Bernie bro in 2016. I was very disappointed when he cucked to BLM and when he cucked to go endorse Clinton. I couldn't stand it. I am a reluctant Trump voter, but I am a Trump voter. In this option, it's going to be Trump all the way. I say reluctant because there are policies of his that I disagree with. However, I'm very anti-interventionist, and the fact that he has RFK in that cabinet is very, I love it. Florida bro, what are your thoughts on J6? It actually in front of Congress the other day, the FBI admitted that they were all kinds of agents that were part of the group that was actually in the Capitol itself. That was admitted in front of Congress. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is real. Jovashade, $2. I respect the logic. Thank you so much. Thanks for the super chat. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm 43, never voted, and most likely never will. I understand. So my friend Howard that used to stream on here with me, he is like that. He will never vote. But the thing is, when it affects you so much, like my groceries have gone up about 100, between 100 and 150% since April. That affects me a lot, and I've got a daughter that I've got to raise. I'm going to be paying for college. I'm going to be paying for school, all these sorts of things. And you know, when I can't afford to take care of my daughter the way that I need to, that's a problem, and I'm going to vote to try to get out of that. Corn Pop. Hey, Corn Pop, I love the reference. Democrats are calling Trump a Nazi. I didn't know Trump was tattooing numbers on Democrats and putting them through gas chambers. Jesus. Anita Jabi, are you a doctor? Doctor who? I am not a doctor. I'm a therapist. I go and when people can't walk and they can't physically function after they get out of the hospital, I go to their house and work with them and help them get stronger. RRC, I've been a Trump guy since years before he even ran. If the Democrats weren't so arrogant in 2016, Bernie would have won. He would have won. Bernie would have beat Trump in the popular vote or in the general election. I have no doubt. Because he would have had the full support of the Democrats, and the independents leaned heavily toward Bernie. But the Democrats pissed off a lot of independents and Democrats when they handed it to Clinton. She was a terrible candidate. In fact, Clinton is actually very, very much the same as Harris. Harris and Clinton are very similar candidates. They're blue no matter who candidates. The Florida Bro. I just finished the commission report. Have you read that? I haven't had a chance to yet. There's a lot on there, man. Corn Pop. Kamala ran for president in 2020 and nobody wanted her. I know, and she was selected, just like you said. There was no vote for Kamala Harris. She received 0 votes, and they say Trump is the threat to democracy. Very amusing to me, by the way. I think it's absolutely amusing that they will say Trump is the threat to democracy when Kamala Harris received 0 votes and was installed. It's crazy. Wahoo Music, how was your day, man? It was pretty good. I voted. I went and got groceries today, actually. Yeah. Disclosure files. Do you believe Trump was responsible for the insurrection? Well, first of all, so the term insurrection, you can call it that if you like. I don't use that term because that is a legal definition, and that's not what people were tried for. That's not what people went to jail for. But that's beside the point. That's just semantics. No, Trump. I don't think it was Trump as much as it was talking heads, and I'm not saying Tim Pool specifically, but people like Tim Pool, you maybe include him, who kept giving there's path to victory here, path to victory here, path to victory here, and they continually pushed and pushed and pushed and made people feel as though they had been cheated. Now, again, I'm not sure what YouTube's rules are on election integrity. What I will say is, in 2020, there was a bunch of weird stuff that happened. A lot of that was due to COVID, but there was a bunch of weird stuff that happened. And so I maintain that the Supreme Court should have heard Texas versus Pennsylvania, because if they had heard that case, it didn't matter what the ruling was. If they had actually sat and listened to what people had to say, it would have stopped January 6th from ever happening. I don't believe Trump was responsible. He told people to be peaceful. But when you get that many people, I mean, I've heard numbers as big as 500,000. I don't know how many were there. But when you get thousands of people together and they're all angry about something, something bad is going to happen. It is. Ron, excuse me, let me tell you, I already won. The Florida Bro, the commission report changed my mind. I wasn't a coup guy, but now I am. Okay, I'll have to take a look at it. Mr. Scott, I missed that moose lover. Yeah. What the fuck am I watching? If you don't vote, you don't get to complain. Yeah. Good, bad, and ugly. I'm guessing you grew up in a privileged home. Your view would be different if you grew up in the ghetto. I have 3 daughters. No, my dad cuts firewood for a living. So I grew up in a trailer park outside of Seattle. It's called Buckley. The town is Buckley. It's a trailer park in Buckley at any rate. And my dad worked 3 jobs. My mom worked 2. I have 10 brothers and sisters. And after a while, we moved out of the city and onto a farm. Dad cuts firewood for a living. Makes about $17,000 to $18,000 a year. and pretty much everything that they eat is homegrown, home cooked. I put myself through college, worked 3 jobs. My view is based on that background, I guess. I mean, I've worked my ass off for everything. I was homeless. I've told this story before. I was homeless 8 years ago. 8, 9, no, 10 years ago now. Sorry. Almost 10 years ago. Before I started college, I was homeless, sleeping behind a dumpster in Denver. Slept in the back of a Subway restaurant for a while where I was working, and put myself through 7 years of college. Worked 3 jobs all the way through, and finally got a decent job a couple years ago. So that's kind of that's the story. But no, my background is not a privileged home. I have a nice house now, though. A nice place I'm renting. Patrick Bacon, vote to take care of your daughter. Correct. Steve Bear, Biden and Kamala destroyed domestic energy production. Yes, but that's a complicated question, but yes. Patrick Bacon, instead of, I don't know, taking care of her, what are you talking about? I take care of my daughter. I live with my daughter. My wife doesn't have to work because I was fortunate enough that once I worked my ass off to get a good job. And yeah, I take care of my wife and my daughter. So yeah, fuck yourself. Disclosure files. You're a whiner just like Trump. Sweet, thanks. Ron Trump, big time Nazi. P. Really, everyone is so crazy voting because of propaganda. I thought we learned about that. Yeah. Backlash 21. Oh my God, you should check other countries first. You think inflation only happened in the U.S.? Happened everywhere? I never said it didn't. I see you guys come in. I said this earlier when I was streaming earlier. You guys come in so freaking hot, acting as though you know every single thing that I know or that I've ever said, and your information comes from like 2 minutes of listening to me talk. But you come in so angry and hot, and then all it takes is a couple. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Marie Joanna, therapist with a space in yeah, I know. Isn't it funny that therapist is literally the rapist if you split the word? Terrible. Wahoo Music, fuck Kamala and Tampon Tim, let's go Trump advance. Agree. Anita Jobby, high five. I literally just graduated with BA honors degree in counseling and psychotherapy on 16th October. What a coincidence, right? That's cool. Awesome. P. Really, or voting based on race. Wow, she not African American. Yeah, voting based on race, or even like, supporting someone based on race is a terrible, terrible idea. I've lived everywhere from the Pacific Northwest to the West to the Midwest, even the South. I was in Alabama for a little while. And people tend to click up based on race, white or black, Dick Ball, Project 2025 is a Christo-fascist handbook that mentions Trump 300 plus times. Don't care, he disavowed it. It was started before he even took office the first time. Lorenzo von Matterhorn, man, this is bullshit. How can it be so close? People are blind. Trump 2020. Well, that's what I'm saying. People are listening to propaganda. I mean, whether you like Harris or not, Harris's platform is I'm not Donald Trump. Like, that is what Kamala Harris's platform is. So it's really hard to get behind that. And the policies that she does break out are terrible, like the price gouging thing. That's not going to fix groceries. I made a video about this. The grocery stores are operating between 1.2 and 2.1% profit margins. They're not price gouging. That's not why groceries are expensive. It's inflation and energy costs. That's what it is. By the way, there's enough people in here. I'm going to continually go through this and keep reading comments and responding to them. That's kind of the purpose of doing these streams to me. But if you want to be sure that your comments read, do a super chat. I don't care. I don't need your super chats. I'm not asking you for money, but I'm going to skip through, but I will not skip a super chat. So that's, kind of my way of slowing it down, because there's 80 plus people watching and it ends up being really, really hard to keep up with all the comments. I'm so far behind right now already. So again, whether you super chat or not, I don't care. I'm not asking you for money. I'm just telling you it's hard to keep up with all the chats. It's the only way I can think of to screen them to where I'll read it for sure. Corn Pop, Democrats are sending billions of dollars to other countries that causes inflation. It does, and see, here's the thing. I've told this story before, but I know there's lots of new people that pop in on the streams. I was at a gas station the other day. I'm a home health therapist, so I drive all over the state. And I was at a gas station, and there was a guy there who was, I believe he was 67. It's been a couple of weeks now, but he was retired at any rate. And he told me he had to come out of like retirement, work part-time at the gas station because inflation was to a point, and his social security check didn't cover his needs. And that kind of hit home with me because we're sending so much money overseas, um, so much money overseas, and we're paying the pensions in Ukraine. We're funding their pension system while we literally have seniors in our country whose pensions are not covering their needs. That's terrible. That's one of the worst things I can imagine. What is wrong with us? P. Really, I can't vote yet. I'm in South Carolina and they didn't. Oh, they don't do early voting there. I gotcha. Richard Muirhead says, fuck Donald Trump. Okay, cool. Tim says, Trump 2024, baby. Okay. I'm going to scroll a few. Backslash 2021. Let's be even more unspecific. Don't know what you're talking about. Optimistically cynical. I don't know if you remember when Ted Cruz won the Iowa caucus, Trump said he stole it. It's his go-to when he loses, probably. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not a big Trump fan. I'm voting for Trump because look at our options. I that's about it. I've always been a center-left libertarian for the most part. Like I have a couple of things that I lean left on, like with social policy, as far as I think there should be some kind of a safety net, and I am in favor of regulating like manufacturing and industry to a point because I don't want our water and our air to be poisoned. But I'm mainly libertarian on a lot of things, gay marriage, trans rights for adults. They can do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. Keep it away from kids, but that's where I stand on stuff. Tim 0694, drill baby drill. That will drop costs. It will. Optimistically cynical. People have short memories. Yeah, they do. Anita Jobby, Monica Lewinsky, 2024. Jesus. Richard Muirhead, Arnold Palmer's meat on his mind. Dude, I understand the joke that Trump was trying to tell there, but it was like, that's a joke that I never would have, I never would have told that joke. What the fuck am I watching? From Goodfellas, two Democrats just stole my country. Hey, everybody, thumbs up if you haven't yet. It helps a lot. And subscribe if you're interested in it. I make videos 3, 4, 5 times a day, just uploading thoughts on politics and cultural stuff. But that's about it. Yeah. Let's see. P. Really. A. Ron. Adam James. Answer the Illuminati card game from 1995. Trump card showing fake assassination. I've heard about this before. My dad used to talk about this. He would say stuff about like 9/11 being predicted by that. I've never looked at it, don't know what that's all about. Maybe I should. Yeah. Dickball, Bubba gonna go raw on Chump. I don't even know what that means. Unknown, keep voting Democrat and blaming Republicans. That's what California does. Yeah, I'm from Washington originally, so that's what Washington does too. Aaron says, damn straight. RB, Harris was installed. Yes, she was. She got 0 primary votes. Richard Muirhead says, early voting already lost. I don't think you understand. The lead that Democrats have in early voting is like double digits less than what they had last time around. There's a reason that the left-wing pollsters are panicking about it. Dan Geller, Trump and Epstein are good friends, both pedophiles. Anyone supporting Trump? No. Trump actually threw Epstein out of his house and banned him from it once he found out what Epstein was up to. Yeah. Kill the Batman. Cooked firewood. Let's see. Aaron, proud white trash. That's me, proud white trash. Stop spamming, dude. RB, Harris hid Joe's mental health from the U.S. Yeah, the media helped her with that. Adam James, dumb slaves, your vote don't count. Hey, at least it makes us feel like we did something. Jamie M, you're my hero, brother. Thank you. Sure. Awesome. Jean Amante, I'm back. What's up? Azo plays. Hey, bro, I just want to let you know God loves you. Thank you. On defense, what do you think about Islam, bro? I think that Islam is not true. I'm not a Muslim, obviously, so that's yeah, that's I mean that's about it. I think there's definitely tenets of it. The fundamentalist the fundamentalist Muslims. I do have a problem with the way that they treat women, um, and I prefer not to have to go in front of a jirga to answer a religious court if I commit a crime. So there's that. Gear Jammer, 7 years of college in a rented house. Yes, actually. Um, so I don't plan on being in this state for quite a long time. So um, when we moved here, I was actually looking to buy because I wasn't sure how long we were going to be here, but the interest rates were nearly 12% at the time, and so it was like I'm not buying a house with that, and uh, I moved at a very short notice. I had about 3 weeks to move because I was switching jobs, and I actually worked my last day of my old job on Friday and started on Monday when we moved. So it was a very quick turnaround, and I didn't have a chance to really do much about it. So need a jubby, 10 siblings. How the fuck haven't you strangled each other? What were yeah? Oh, dude, I know it's crazy. Dante McLaurin, you look like a pedo. Well, thank you. Actually, I'm not a pedo. I actually was sexually abused as a kid, though, so um, I guess, I'm on the opposite end of that. Dan Geller, oh, you keep saying the same thing, Jesus. Fastball special, lifelong dim until the last primary. The DNC showed me my vote didn't matter when they were against the will of the people to prop up Biden. Yeah, pretty much. RB, Harris was never elected, correct. Tim, such a unique life story, bro. Respect. Thank you. Cam Productions. I'm voting for Teddy Roosevelt. Dude, I'm a big fan of Teddy Roosevelt. My wife and I go hiking all the time and we go out to national parks and stuff. That's our thing. And that's been my thing. Even when I was completely broke, I would save and save and save till I had $400, and then I would drive my car out to Utah and sleep in the car while I would go hike at Arches or something. It was really cool. What WTF am I watching? It says, hey, good, bad, and ugly. Let's ask you a personal question. Are all your kids from different women make better life choices and maybe life wouldn't be so hard? Jesus, that's brutal. Anita Jobby, some deluded people commenting here. Yeah, it's always like that. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Jamie and brother, you give me hope. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad I can do something. Michael, Harris wins by a landslide. I disagree. I don't think so. The polls don't look good for her at all. Randy, peace from Sacramento. Yeah, peace. Man, I love California, It's kind of sad that it's so expensive to live there and there's, so much going on that's not good. I couldn't live there right now, but I love California. Every time I've gone there, I've had a great time. RB, Harris had a 2% approval Democrat primary, dropped out. Yeah, see, here's the thing, man. The 28% of the country thinks that we're going in the right direction. Everybody else, 72% says we're going in the wrong direction. And I think the average, I saw this number on a video today, the average percentage of people, thinking that the country's going in the right direction for incumbents that have won is 42%. The average when the incumbents have lost is 25. I mean, this is unique as in that she's not the incumbent president, but I don't see how this race is close. I don't see how she wins. John Galt, don't stress. Lib trolls are bad for you. Dude, I was on X earlier and I kept seeing these people lying about the Liz Cheney execution thing. And it just pissed me off so much. I was like, what is wrong with you people? How can you say all this? It's obviously false. Adam James, don't vote. I did vote today already. Jason Martin, I respect people's opinion, but myself, I will be voting for Trump. I already did vote for Trump. Jersey Mike, stop spamming or I'm going to ban you. I don't care what people say. You can say whatever you want, but say it once. Don't spam or I'll ban you. Chris Tuck Tuck, Genesis Health Club. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I don't work out there anymore. I used to. I went to the University of Kansas for my undergrad, and there's 2 Genesis gyms in Lawrence, and I worked out there, and I got a bunch of free t-shirts. but they are very corrupt. I absolutely despise the family that runs them. You know, the family that runs those gyms actually owns a chain of fast food restaurants called Spangles. Like they run gyms and talk about how invested in fitness they are, like as their philosophy. Yet they run a chain of fast food restaurants. It's hilarious. Chris says, "Hey, love the content, but I think yes, I saw you at a Diddy Freak Off party. God damn it." RB, Project 2025 is like, dude, Project 2025 is like a bunch of like super religious conservative people put together, like whatever. Chris Tuck Tuck, Global Fitness looking at, oh my God. I used to be a competitive powerlifter. I won a couple of meets and yeah, it was a lot of fun, but when we moved here, I got so busy with my new job because I work in home health, but I also am I'm just about to start teaching at a university too, uh, one course. So there's lots of yeah. My time is very short. That's why I stream like this. I don't have a setup and everything. Jason Martin. The truth is, Kamala was not a nominee. She is an appointee. Yeah, that's true. DD Sarason, what about him saying black journalists ask stupid questions? That is enough for me. I have no idea what you're talking about. If a black journalist asks a stupid question, then I guess that's their problem. If I had to guess, and I don't know that this is the case because I have no idea. Um, if I had to guess, I would say it was that black journalist conference thing. It was it in Chicago that Trump went to earlier in the year, and they came after him. I mean, I would say, and they did ask kind of stupid questions, but I don't know. I don't know what you're referencing, so I can't really speak to it. Nelson Mandingo says cotton in a side. Oh my God. Mike, 29, virgin, no job. I got 350K, 20K car, no debt. Am I a loser? Whatever. DD Sarason, that isn't her policy. What are you talking about? I don't know. Motor oil, it doesn't matter. They're going to rake the election in favor of Kamala Harris. A lot of people are saying that. Anita Jabi, race is simply an archaic socioeconomic stereotype concept. We are all shades of we. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I don't. Racism is one of the stupidest things, you know. And as somebody who's, I have to be careful. I say this. I don't really want to dox myself. Okay, so when I was in college, I had to do with my undergrad degree, being a sport and exercise science degree. I did a lot of work closely with athletes, and you know, anybody who's ever been an athlete or worked around athletes or just one thing that you have in common is that like when you're a bunch of people of different races, and that's what you get in the Midwest. The most diverse places are athletics teams, but when you get a bunch of people together and they're all working toward the same goal, like race is the last thing on your mind. Nobody cares about it, and that's the way it should be. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Chris Tech Tech, Genesis Health Club, yeah. Somebody in the comments, you fine, Poppy. Jeez. Michael Wilbur. So when I walked down the alley at the grocery store and everything was $3.99, that's when I knew something was up. Yeah. Jason Martin. Watch all her accents, dude. Kamala's accents are hilarious. Like if you think that you as a black voter, an Indian voter, a middle class voter, a working class voter, like any socioeconomic class or race, if you think you have anything in common with her, watch how she acts with people that she perceives as a different class from herself. She changes everything, the way she talks, how fast she talks, the things she says, her tone and tenor. It's very, very weird. She's just trying to say what she thinks, or what she thinks that you're going to agree with. That's what she's trying to do. Motor Oil, did you like living in Alabama? How are the people there? I've never been there, so that's why I ask. Not really. It's way too hot and humid for me. But people are very. It was small town Alabama too, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know about like Montgomery or Mobile or any place like that, but in small town Alabama, people are very cliquish. Like you've got your family and friends, and you're mistrustful of outsiders. So I think I kind of got a little bit of cold shoulder from a lot of people, but it was because I wasn't there very long. If I had stayed longer, I think it would have been better. DD Saracen, if you think that foreign aid is a democratic thing, you're just stupid. Yeah, no, it isn't just a democratic thing. I mean, look at George Bush. My God, he was terrible. But the foreign aid that we're sending out to Ukraine and Israel. Now, Israel is not a democratic project whatsoever. That is heavily Republican. But Ukraine is a pretty democratic project. I would love to see the war in Ukraine end. I don't think we have any business interfering in that war whatsoever. I'm going to scroll down a bit because I'm way behind. Ab A, you seem well educated. Why are you Republican? Not the usual type of Trump supporter. I am not a Republican. I am independent. I support Trump because I believe he's the better of the two options that we have right now. But I would never tether myself to a political party. I think that's stupid. But, you know, based on the merits and what the way that I see this, not only this election, but like the terms working out for these two candidates, I think Trump is the better option. And Bass, we must control the women Trump 24 rise up incels. Okay. Steve Kiff, Trump, because I'm going to keep my balls in 2025. Jesus. Universal co-founder, hi from Iran. Hello. Little Leaf says, show us your belly. I will not. I'm self-conscious about my belly now. I'm not showing you my belly. Stop saying gay, dude. I'm going to have to ban you. I don't, like I said, don't care what you say. Just don't spam, please. Michael Wilbur, what's your age? I'm 30. Moving forward, is Trump a criminal? Legally, technically, no, until he's sentenced. I don't believe he's ever going to be sentenced. I think they're going to appeal everything. They may hand down a sentence, but he'll win on appeal. The merits of that case are very flimsy. He's going to win that on appeal. DD Saracen, absolutely. Places with a high percentage of college graduates will vote against Trump. Yeah. True. I am a college graduate that's voting for Trump, though. Frankie Norbert Steiner. Oh, he's talking to somebody else in the chat. Anita Jobby, Judge Judy 2024. Imagine it. I can hear her saying already, beauty fades, but dumb is forever. That would be funny. That would be amusing. I would love it. I mean, we've already got one celebrity. GoPro Wooly. Hello. Doctor Who, What, Where? You still crying about you gonna lose? I don't cry about politics, and I don't believe Trump is going to lose, and if he does, I will suck it up and do the best that I can, because that's what I've always done. Cluck Murphy, you never talk about me anymore. Oh my God. I actually made a video back in March about you. I hadn't made a video in quite a while, and I made one because Jack Murphy came out wanting to be people's personal trainer with all these weird like blood tests and stuff. And oh God, Jack Murphy, the reason that I quit watching Tim Pool, actually the reason I started making videos. Michael Wilbur, explain the Electoral College. In what sense? Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, we all know what the Electoral College is. Each state gets a slate of voters based on, how many people are in the state, etc. Like, what are you... I don't know what you're asking. Okay, Little Leaf. Little Leaf is in timeout. Stop spamming. WTF am I watching? 9/11 was predicted by Alex Jones. Also, the war in Ukraine said, yeah, that's true. Alex Jones has been right too many times for it to be a total coincidence. He's also been wrong a lot, though. DD Saracen, the last time Trump lost, then lost his mind. Dude, 2020 was wild. Universal co-founder, do you like Trump for president? I do. Jersey Mike, you should vote for Kamala. She protects gay rights, so we know you are queer. Oh, that's funny. I am married with a daughter, actually. I've got my ring on right here. Doctor Who, What, Where? This Trump apologist. Oh, dang, dude. Did he spam that many times? I see all these deleted messages. I put the dude in timeout, and it deleted all of them. I didn't realize it was going to delete his comments, but that's kind of nice because he was just saying gay over and over and over. Rebecca Nally, what do you think about the tariffs he says he's going to place on other countries? People are criticizing it, saying it will make the price of goods go up. I'm voting for Trump, by the way. Okay, so with the tariffs, I think short term it will, things will cost a bit more with tariffs in place. But what it'll do is it'll force manufacturing and production of goods back to the U.S. So assuming it's left in place, then long term it should make things cheaper. But at first, like it should front load a little bit of a cost. That's probably what will happen. However, if we're able to curb inflation, compare the what is it they're saying $3,000 extra dollars a year it'll cost families. Compare that to the 28,000 that they estimate inflation cost us in the last 4 years. So. Um, I don't know. If we're able to curb inflation, we ought to be able to weather it. And then once we start, the energy costs come down from, drill baby drill and all that sort of thing. I think we'll see a net gain in the amount of not only wages will rise against inflation, but we'll also see kind of we'll be having to spend less money for the same amount of goods. That's the way I see it working out. Betito's awesome says American Mexicans for Trump 2024. Jesus, oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see all these messages deleted by me. I feel bad that they're there because I never delete people's chats. I put a user in timeout because he kept spamming gay in the chat, and I think that that's what those are. Yeah. A Christian perspective, you may need to block the leaf. Okay, so you guys could see those. Yeah, it just said gay all the time, so I put him in timeout because he was spamming. Sky Yamamoto. Unfortunately, the U.S. has forced their foot into too many doors to walk away. They've messed with it enough globally for them to stop foreign spending. Yeah, they can't totally stop foreign spending. I think what we ought to do is like incrementally try to back out. Like we need to not be the world police. Like I'm okay with helping where we can, but only after we've dealt with our own issues first. Doctor Who What Where? The Russian bots love this guy. I haven't seen a Russian bot on this stream yet, but I see them from time to time. They're weirdos. They say a bunch of really crazy stuff. I think they're funny. A Christian Perspective says Latinos for Trump 2024. There you go. Michael Wilbur, my views on life are different than yours, being 70. Well, probably so. I mean, my views on life at 30 are different than they were, even a couple of years ago. So, yeah, it's probably true. I'm going to scroll down a bit because I'm losing it. Like I said before, guys, if you want me to read your chat out loud and respond to it, use a super chat. I'm going to go ahead and read most of them anyway. But, to be sure that yours stands out, that's the only way I can think of. If there was another way, I would. I don't need your money. I'm not asking you for money. But what I'm saying is if you really want to be sure I read it, then there's that. Doctor Who What Where? Always an excuse with this guy. Sure, whatever. Ben B, what puts Trump over the top on election day? I mean, if people just turn out, really. There's not. I mean, Republicans are way more reluctant to vote than Democrats are, but really, it's going to be independent voters that turn up and they actually want to see policy. But it's really people turning up to vote that's going to be the difference. Michael Wilbur, I'm going to see him. He's in his mid-20s. No, I'm 30. Roshan Mohapatra, I subscribe to your channel. Thank you. Anita Jubby, calling someone pedo is slander. That's true, but I don't care. They can say whatever they want. Jason Martin, thank you for having a platform to speak out and have others do the same. Sure, I love doing these streams and talking to the chat. That's the only reason I do them. So, whatever. I just like talking to people. This is kind of my outlet. My hobby is lifting weights. My job is in the medical field as a therapist, and my kind of passing the time is this. Jason Martin, thank you for having. Oh, you already read that. Ab A, you seem to think things through. Still shocked me you're voting Trump. Most Trump supporters are dumb. Why, bro? Why? Well, if I seem to think things through and I'm voting Trump, I'd encourage you to, maybe take a second look at things. There might be a reason that I am. I don't know. I could be just as stupid as anybody else. I don't claim to be smarter than anybody, but I've done my research. I listen to different people from all spectrums, right, left, and center, talk about news most of the day while I'm driving, and I drive a lot. I drive about 1,500 miles a week seeing patients, and I listen and listen, and everybody from like Sam Cedar and Hasanabi to Tim Pool and Steven Crowder. Like, I listen to the whole range, and from what I understand, Trump seems to be the correct choice in this to me. Vineyard GHS. Traditionally, Republicans are the ones that waited till voting day to vote. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna scroll down a bit because I'm so far behind. Doctor Who, what, where? You know who wears sunglasses inside? Blind people and assholes. Sure. I don't know. People on Jersey Shore. I don't wear sunglasses inside. Michael Wilbur, come back to Washington State. Man, I don't think I will, because my wife won't go anywhere where there's too liberal of abortion laws. I will probably always be somewhere that's more of a red state. I'd like to go back to Idaho. Idaho's pretty great. Spa the Paleface David. Hey Jack, could you make a clap for the chat? No, I can't, honestly. I can squat 500 pounds, so I'm a little thick, but I can't make it clap. John Call, Harris down, Trump's up 2 to 5 points in battleground states. Battleground states look good for Trump right now. C Maddox, I live in Cali too. The weather's the best, but you're right, expensive. It's so expensive, man. My brother's a Marine, and when he graduated from boot camp, I went out to San Diego, and it was stupid expensive. I just couldn't believe how expensive it was. Jason Martin, I said John Hux, because the media has done a great job of dividing us. This is wrong. Yeah. Justice Caparos, have you heard of Alan Lichtman? I have. I disagree with Lichtman because I think I know he's got his 13 laws. I think he gave a bunch of them to Kamala that he should not have. One of them that I remember, because I don't remember what all of them were, but when I list them, I can tell you exactly which ones I disagree with. But one I remember is something about there's been no foreign military blunders. The withdrawal from Afghanistan, massive blunder, looks terrible, super embarrassing. On defense says, so you don't believe in God. What do you think our purpose of life is? Purpose is something that you have to kind of, you're using it in a different way than I would. Like, the purpose of life is, have kids, raise them right, be good to other people, make a difference in other people's lives, be positive. But you're asking it in a different way, and I understand that, but I don't think that's a meaningful question. Like, purpose in any greater sense than that, I guess I don't really have an answer, because I don't think that it's a meaningful question. Michael Wilbur, Electoral College places Harris as president. Maybe, I don't think so. I'm going to scroll down a bit. CT, you look like a Harris supporter. Prove me wrong. I am not. I voted for Trump today. Cocoa Puff, I'm a big fan. Can I get mods? I don't know who you are. I don't want to give you mods over my chat because I don't know who you are. Wabajok, Dugatti, Ashley Babbitt Part 2, coming soon. Maybe so. Maybe so. Justice Caparos, who is your favorite U.S. Senator? Rand Paul. Wabajok, Dugatti, January 6th, Part 2 incoming. Maybe so. Anita, hello from Basildon, Essex, UK. Sweet. And you've been in the chat for quite a while, Anita. Corn Pop, George Soros funded Kamala Harris campaign. Dude, actually, Kamala Harris has way more billionaires than Trump, like 2 or 3 times. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago. Like 2 to 3 times as many billionaires are funding Harris as are Trump, which is absolutely nuts. She wants to talk about how the billionaires love Trump, but more of them back her. It's crazy. I'm gonna scroll some more. J. King B, PhD in mathematics. I'm a full Republican. Her assumption was totally wrong. Yeah, I think that in academia especially, people who are conservative are very afraid to speak out because college campuses are some of the wildest places. I worked in admissions at the University of Kansas as a student worker when I was going there for undergrad. And man, I tell you what, our office was like a designated safe space, and we had like buttons that said it and like stickers on the desk that when people came in, they knew that it was a designated safe space. It was wild, man. Uh, let's see. I'm going to scroll down a bit more. Ann Bass, wow, you support a fucking rapist on behalf of all women, go fuck yourselves. Oh my god, I don't even want to. Justice Caperos, Seattleite Jack for President 2024. That's right. Mr. Hominoid from Australia always says that. Mr. Hominoid's a interesting guy. Very, very strange fellow. Um, yeah, check out his channel if you want to be weirded out. He made a bunch of videos about me with dildos on them. It was weird. One of one IMGB says, what does your shirt say? Genesis Health Clubs. It's a gym that I used to go to when I was in college. Old Texas Tech Man. Trump Vance 2024. Kamala Harris is a fraud. Correct. I'm going to scroll down a bit. Anita Jobby says, Little Leaf is being a bit of a cunt tonight. I reported him about 17 times today. I muted him for 5 minutes. I don't see him back yet. But if he's being that obnoxious, I can ban him again. I don't like banning people from chat. Like, the only reason I'll do it is spamming. I literally, people can call me whatever they want. They can say whatever I want. But doxing and spamming are the only reason I'll ban people. Zhang Wei says, I've seen many people with the black wedding ring. What is the other? It's made out of silicone. And so I have two reasons for it. I lift weights. And so when I'm deadlifting, if you deadlift real heavy, then it'll like bend and stretch and it'll tear up your wedding ring. But this will bend and stretch. And you also won't deglove your finger with when you're deadlifting. The other reason is I'm a therapist, an occupational therapist. So when I'm working with a patient and like their skin is coming off, I can wash this ring and it's not going to ruin my actual wedding ring. I'm going to scroll down again. Let's see. SSSSSSS. Hello, what are your opinions on the shot for COVID? I have lots of opinions on them. So I will say I got the COVID shot and I got the second one because I was working in a hospital at the time and it was required. I had a very bad reaction to it. And I'd actually had COVID 3 times before I got the shot, and I had it 3 more afterward. Before I got the shot, I knew that I had it because I tested positive because they made us test all the time, but I had no symptoms. After I got the shot, I got a lot of symptoms. Now, I made a video back in, I think it was March. I had tried to, start regularly making videos again back then, and it just didn't work. I made like 10, and then I didn't have a chance anymore. I was too busy. But back then I made a video about a study with over 100 million. I think it was 99 million. 99 million participants in the study, and they found that the side effects of that shot are so friggin' egregious that it's just not even, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor, so I would never tell people not to get it. But what I can say is, in my opinion, it just didn't seem like it was worth it. So I don't stay up to date on it. I don't tell people not to get it, but when people ask me about it, I will never give the recommendation to take it. Once again, I'm not a doctor, so don't take that as medical advice, but that's, my 2 cents. Just based on the studies that come out. A sample size of 99 million is pretty dang huge. And actually, if you go find that video, the article's linked in the description. It's a huge study, and I think it was done in Scientific American, published in Scientific American, like the story of it, and then like the article itself was New England Journal of Medicine, I think. I don't remember. Jersey Mike, Trump supporter looking for money. Loser, dude, I don't need your money. Like I said, the only reason I mentioned super chats is because it's so many chats. I'm 20 minutes behind, dude. I can't keep up with it. But like if somebody really has something they want to say, they can say it in a super chat, and I'll make sure that I get to it. But other than that, it's pretty much impossible. I'm gonna scroll down some more. Jamaican Songbird says he's voting Trump because he's a racist with a bunch of clown emojis. Neat. I mean, whatever. Cluck Murphy, why is anyone voting for the commie llama? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Jersey Mike, Kamala supports your gay rights. You guys are great. I love these people. I'm going to scroll down again. SSSSS, there's no military base in Idaho. Your brother isn't a Marine. I didn't say Idaho. I said California. He was in San Diego. He's a Marine, and he graduated from the Marine Corps Depot, in in San Diego. I was talking about California. I like California. It's expensive, and I wouldn't live there, but I liked the time I had that I was there. I enjoyed it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Jamaican Songbird, trust me, your wife is not voted for Trump. Uh, okay, whatever. Say whatever you please. I don't care. Special needs biblical Christian rapper. Repent, you are going to hell. Sweet. Your quantum reality. Your purpose in life is too appropriate. Okay. Adventures of Dadman, Catgirl, Willis, and Rizzler Boy. God is real. He reveals himself to those who seek him. Seek him and you will find him. Sure. Jersey Mike, you idiots asking this idiot questions about life. Dude, you're still here, though, after 20 minutes at least of you being here. So, I mean, it must be interesting to some degree. So, have fun. KM, Seattle for Trump. Not gonna happen, but yeah. I mean, theoretically, yeah. Metal Snake, actually, CNN placed Trump as a winner. Yeah, right now they're predicting it, yeah. Chris Quinn, Electoral College puts Trump 287, Harris 253. Yeah, yeah, right now it looks like it. Justice Caperos, you look like Zioma NYC. I don't know who that is. Bunjamoy, Jamaican Songbird, you're gonna ever actually make an argument or not? No, he's never going to. Special needs dude, stop saying repent or you're going to hell. Stop spamming in the chat, or I will give you a timeout. Like I said, you can say whatever you want, just don't spam. Mr. Scott says, I don't even have a wrench, and I've been here since Jack Murphy. Yeah, you have. Here, let me give you a... well, I don't know. Can I give you a wrench? I don't know. There you go. You have a wrench, Mr. Scott. I give you a wrench. KM 253 for Trump. Never met anyone that supports Harris. Yeah, literally. I don't know how people do. I don't know how this race is so close, man. I have no idea. MD Farhan, vote for Trump. Support from India. Sweet. Prophet of Truth says Harris wins. Well, if the Prophet of Truth said it, then we know it's true. Jersey Mike said, Fat Boy, Harris will be our president. Oh, yes, Fat Boy. You're very nice, Jersey Mike. You're very nice. Metal Snake, I'm not slow, I'm smart, unlike you capricious beta males for Kamala. Jeez. I love this chat. This chat is fun. Anita Jobby, just can't sleep, and it's 2:10 a.m. already. Jesus, it's 9:17 here. Dang, am I that far behind in chat? Oh, Grifty's there. Hi, Grifty. What's up, buddy? Grifty's cool. If you guys, Grifty, do you have a YouTube channel? I don't remember. I think you do. Everybody go check out Grifty. He's a cool guy. One Stonewall. I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm very concerned Trump may lose the state. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird shenanigans in Pennsylvania already. Pennsylvania, Colorado. Dude, did you guys see Colorado's, the passwords for their voting machines got leaked? Like a whole bunch of passwords. I think they were each protected by 2, but like the first password for almost all of them in the state got leaked by the Secretary of State's office. It was crazy, dude. Chris Quinn, right on. Free speech, baby. Yep. I'm going to scroll up again. Oh, somebody said Josh Allen for MVP. I agree. Josh Allen, it's looking great this year. Patrick Mahomes looks like trash. Old Texas Tech man. I'm in Oklahoma. Never got COVID vaccine shot. Never will. I'm free. No one tells me how or what to do. Yeah. So my wife was going to get the shot, but she was pregnant. And I told her, I said, don't do it because... they're saying it's safe for women, pregnant women, but they haven't had enough time to actually study it. And sure enough, you know, after our baby was born, it was maybe 3-4 months later, they took down on the CDC website, they took down the part that said it was okay for pregnant women to take the shot. And I was like, yeah, exactly. Because there was a lot of correlation. Now, they haven't proven causation, but there's a lot of correlation with miscarriages. So, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna scroll farther up. Okay. Oh, I saw somebody say never take a vaccine the government tells you have to take. In principle, I agree, but like in practice, sometimes that just doesn't work. Like for example, those of us that worked in a hospital, you lose your job, and you're unhireable if you don't. So and the company I work for now, fortunately, doesn't require it, and I won't take another one. But at the hospitals during COVID, we had to get the shot. There was no choice. You can't work there. You could not get a medical job without that shot. So my aunt was a ER nurse, and she had to like quit the field entirely because she got blacklisted in the city where she was at. Crazy. Anita Joby, I think the British Medical Journal published a similar study and open vaccine compensation scheme. I'm heavily immunosuppressed and had 5 vaccines, having a booster number 6 next week. Jesus. Balls says, do you want Trump or Kamala to win? Trump. I voted for Trump earlier today. Sis says, what pets do you have? I have no pets. I have a 1 year old, and we've moved 4 times since she was born. 3 times. One, two, three. Yeah, 3 times. So, just not in a spot for that right now. Anita Chubby says, who's spamming again? Name it, shame it, and consider it. Whoever's spamming needs to be banned. Tell me the name of the person who's spamming, and I'll put them in timeout. Chris Quinn, Jamaican, not worried about sexuality. People can do whatever they want in their free time. It's when they infringe on other people. Yeah. Jersey Mike said, most Americans are decent people. I actually agree with that, yeah. Harris will be our next president. I don't think so. I think Trump wins, but sure. Metal Snake, I've been on a college campus and most people support Trump. Great. It depends on what state you're in. Grifty, hey, Mr. Scott came out of the closet. Jesus. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Buncham-White, I love your name. Grifty says, yeah, I got one. Okay, everybody go check out Grifty's YouTube channel. He's a cool guy. Corn Pop says, Ethics Commission found that District Attorney candidate Kamala Harris violated city's campaign finance law, and she wasn't prosecuted because she was Willie Brown's girl. Yeah. Metal Snake, I want reparations for being segregated and defamed by Kamala and Biden because they called us evil and a threat. Chris Quinn, yeah, and the chick from Colorado was bragging about how secure their voting system is. Yeah, dude, she's, what's her name, Jenna Griswold? She's in trouble, dude. Joseph Vieira, I don't care about your race, sexuality, political leaning, or anything like that, but Asian cultural appropriation with that squint is where I draw the line. I'm sorry, I'm having, my glasses are over here. I could just wear them. That would help. How about that? Now I really look terrible. No, I don't like my glasses. I don't ever wear them. Unless I'm driving, then I wear them. Jay Crispy, guy seems like a Kamala supporter. I'd put money on. I am not. I voted for Trump today. Child of the Most High, who are you voting for? I voted for Trump today. Grifty, I firmly believe my daughter would not be here and healthy in New York if my wife would have gotten the job. Yeah. Willpower, are you sitting on a tampon? He also said this guy makes Bernie look conservative. Jesus, man. You guys are wild, man. This chat is wild. I'm going to scroll up a bit. Jersey Mike, Trump will rot in hell, and anyone who supports him, prepare for hell. Oh, man. Common sense, never underestimate those last-minute mail-in ballots. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Crypto Masher, Harris is getting appointed regardless of how we vote. Civil War breaks out on November 6th. I hope not. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be civil war. I think it'll be more similar to the summer of 2020. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Jersey Mike, I hate Trump, but I hate people who support him more. Jesus. So much hate, man. Like, I don't hate Kamala Harris, and I don't hate Harris supporters. I think Harris is a terrible candidate, and I think the people that support her are misguided. But man, the hate is real, and you can see it when you watch the news. I mean, you can really see how much people, the news media and the people on the left really hate Donald Trump. It's kind of crazy. Corn Pop, we need men and women's sports and men and women's bathrooms. Top priority for Democrat lunatics. Well, as the guy user has been banned for naughty words, that user says at least men and women's sports make it easier to bet on. Chris Quinn, Jamaican, you can look up. Oh, they're still arguing. Subsurface, Trump 2024, correct. The right idea. Hey, I'm a huge fan, and my name is Hugh Direction. That's a good meme. Super chat. That said Zunt. What was the deciding factor for voting for Trump? No new wars under Trump. That was the big one. There's several, though. So the inflation is obviously a big deal. The total net inflation under Trump, cumulative, was around 7.5, 8%. So far under Biden Harris, it's been over 20. Um, of course, like I said, no new wars. I want to see the war in Ukraine end. I'm all about America first. Take care of, especially our seniors. Take the tax off Social Security. That's a big one. I work with seniors all the time. I work in home health, so seeing people, who struggle to live on a Social Security check. I've told the story on this stream already. 67-year-old guy working at a gas station because his Social Security check just doesn't pay the bills anymore. Very sad, and we're paying the pensions in Ukraine. It just absolutely tears me up to see that happen to people. So no tax on Social Security is a great thing. No tax on overtime. I've done my time working in the warehouse. Uh, those overtime shifts are rough. I've done the 80 and 90-hour weeks. So, the no tax on overtime, big deal for working class people. It'll make a lot of people's lives easier. But, no new wars, really big deal. And then the fact that RFK is in the cabinet, that's going to help a lot to clean up pollution in the air and the water. That's something I'm passionate about. My brother, he had moved to Kansas and he had to leave shortly after because in the air, all of the chemicals they were spraying on the fields were killing him. He couldn't breathe and he had to leave. He had had lung issues since he was a little kid, but it was so bad in Kansas he just had to move back west where it was drier and there was less of the pesticides. So, and I'll tell you something about the water. Um, when my daughter was born, we lived in Oklahoma for a little while, and uh, we lived in a small town in Oklahoma. So theoretically, the water was good, but we ran it through like a Brita filter, and we used it to mix her bottles for a grand total of about a day when she was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 months old, and she puked all day from that water. So we went and got the purified water, like I said, we ran it through a Brita filter, so technically it was purified, but we ran it through, we went and got the baby purified water from Walmart and made her bottles with that and never threw up once. So, the moral of the story is the water and the air are very polluted in the United States and they need cleaned up. And that's been RFK's life's work. So I'd love to see him being able to work at that. And I think Trump bringing him on was an awesome thing. Subsurface, their whole platform is we're not Trump. I agree. Crypto Masher, I like your disposition. Thank you. I try not to be too crazy. Chris Quinn's, oh, he's still arguing with the Jamaican guy. I need a job. He says, RuPaul 2024. You can all sashay away. That's funny. Mintly picked. No new wars, booming economy, immigration control. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention the border. Yeah, big deal. Gas. Harris had time to do things while she had been in power. Sleepy Creepy Joe is not with anyone mentally. Harris needs to go. Correct. Jersey Mike. 90% of Trump's former cabinet think he's a stupid mofo. Wake up, people. Yeah, they think he's stupid because he fired him. Mentally picked. Harris has not been able to answer a question honestly without blaming Trump. She actually hasn't done a news conference, a press conference yet, has she? Or like a full on press. I know she's like answered questions, like taking questions at the airport and stuff. I don't know. I don't. It's been pretty recent if she has, like in the last couple of weeks, but it's crazy. She has trouble speaking when she doesn't have a teleprompter and stuff. Like it's not that hard. Like she's a politician. I'm not a politician, but it's been 70 minutes of me just sitting here talking back and forth with people about so many different topics. Like you got to be able to do it if you're going to be a politician. Middle Snake. We all know a candidate has failed, especially a Democrat one when they drag out Michelle and Barack, Bill and Hillary Clinton, and of course the last minute Beyonce. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Crypto Masher subscribing now. Thank you. Russian guy. Oh my. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Anita Jobby, 80 to 90 hours per week. Are you mental? Isn't that illegal? Standard 37.5 working hours a week across the entire EU. Yeah, no, it's not illegal. I worked, so when your full time job is 40 hours a week. So in the summers between courses, when I wasn't taking college classes, I'd work in the warehouse for about 40 to 50 hours. And then I worked at Subway and then I worked on campus for with a federal work study and be at 80 to 90 hours sometimes. Working 3 jobs, man, college is expensive. Graduate school, let me tell you how expensive that is. Per semester, about $20,000. It is so expensive. So that's 40 grand a year, and I had to do 3 years of grad school, 120 grand. You have to work so much just to get through it. And they'll give you as many loans as you want, and a lot of people fall for it. I've seen people friggin' go into $250,000 in debt for the same degree that I have. It is scary. And the thing about student loans people don't realize is that when you take out student loans for every, let's see, let me make sure I get this right. For every $10,000 of student loans, that's $100 a month that you're going to be paying back. So if you take out $250,000 in student loans, you're going to be paying $2,500 a month, roughly. It depends on what plan you get, but roughly. Like if you get one of the prorated plans and whatever, it won't be that much. But that's roughly speaking what you're going to be paying. It's insane, man. Looks like I got a couple super chats. That said Zunt, what is your stance on vaccinations? I think we have too many. I think the current battery is 72 for a child between the ages of 0 and 18. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. So when my daughter was born, she was born preemie. And so in the world of pediatrics, you use what's called adjusted age. So if a child is a preemie, then their age doesn't start counting forward as far as like vaccinations and milestones until they reach the full gestational age, right? So when my daughter was almost 6 weeks early. 6 weeks early. So when she was born, we took her to go see the pediatrician at 1 month. And the pediatrician was ready to give her some vaccines right then and there, 5 of them. She was ready to give her 5. And now the guidance from the Council on Pediatrics is don't give them any until 2 months. So already she's out of line. But because my daughter was a preemie, she's technically negative 2 weeks old. She shouldn't have any vaccines. And I told the pediatrician, I said, hell no. And she questioned my credentials as a medical professional. She told me I was being a bad parent. And so we went and looked for another pediatrician, couldn't find one. So, okay, well, 2 months, we come back. We come back to see this pediatrician again, and she didn't even ask us. She had a nurse come out with a whole bunch of needles. She was getting ready to give her 5 shots once again. And so I said, okay, we're not coming back ever. Took my daughter, and we left. The moral of the story is the vaccines that we give our kids, I think that we give them too many at once, and they should probably be spaced out. I'm not a doctor, by the way. This isn't advice to anybody on what they ought to do in particular, but this is like my general opinion and what I live by in my own life. Too many all at once, not good for little kids at all. I think that a lot of vaccines have saved people from a lot of illnesses, and they're important, an important thing to think about. But personally, I don't believe that we should give, especially preemie babies, a whole bunch of vaccines all at once. Yeah, I don't really want to get too far in on that because that's a whole different rabbit hole. Let's scroll down. Daddy in a Caddy for $2 says, no, Diddy, but you remind me of my prison wife. Oh, thank you. I guess that's a compliment. Metal Snake, bro, this is a constitutional republic, not a democracy. FDR got it all wrong. Democrats have made... Yeah, it's not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. And that's the thing people forget about. That's why we have an electoral college. We didn't want a democracy because you're going to have the tyranny of the 51 over the 49 constantly with a democracy. Let's see. Mentally picked. I pray for our country. November 5th is an IQ test. That's funny. Joseph Vieira, Australian, so it's not as personal for me, but I'm very passionate about the topic as Australia is very influenced. Why do you look like you've just seen a dick and are acting like you're not interested? Oh my god, you guys are wild. Jamaican Songbird, ask Trump to pay for your student loan. So why would I ask him to pay for it? I'm going to pay for it. I took the loan out. I'm going to pay it myself. In fact, I am paying on it myself. Matthew Forsyth, in BitLife, if you work 80 to 90 hours, you get high blood pressure and you don't live long unless you... Yeah, I don't work that much now. I only work 40 hours. I've got one job, it's enough for me. And because I went to school, because I worked my ass off and worked those 80 and 90 hours so that I could afford to go to school, I'm able to only work 40 hours and afford not only to take care of myself, but for my wife to be home with with my daughter and to take care of both of them. So, Adventures of Dadman, Catgirl, Willis, and Rizzler Boy. Beware of violent left-wing riots after Trump wins. There'll be a sudden return of Antifa and BLM after 4 years of silence. Yeah, probably so. That's it, Zenith for 199. I have worked in hospitals for years. Here's $2 to go fuck yourself. Oh, dang. Okay. Sure. Great. Willow, this guy has 2 sex offenses. Jesus Christ, man. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a bit. Okay. Ozzy Ray says, congrats, dude. Oh, thanks. Jersey Mike, your daughter will hate you when she finds out you voted for Trump. Jesus, man. This guy really hates Donald Trump. Chancing on the Sun, you suck dick 40 hours a week? Yes. You caught me. It's what I do. Corn Pop, the U.S. is not a utopia. You have to close the border and you have to properly vet people. There are many criminals, murderers, rapists. There are, yeah. Matthew Forsyth, ignoring me with the middle finger. I'm sorry. There's so many chats, dude. I'm just scrolling through. I'll keep an eye out for you, though. Chris R., the vaccines are easier to move when you sell them in bulk. That is true. That is true. And I found out, so I don't know. I know there's laws against kickbacks, but I know that for a while, at least in certain states, pediatricians, when a child reaches the age of 2, having done all their appointments and met all their milestones and got all their vaccines, pediatricians were getting like a $25,000 kickback per kid from health insurance. I think that's illegal now. I don't think it's allowed anymore, but it was like huge incentives to get kids lots and lots of vaccines. So absolutely wild. Greatest ever, SYSBM. If you voted for Kamala, you're a piece of shit. Jesus. The Nitrous chat. How do you feel about the JFK files being released by Trump? I want them to be released. I hate that he didn't release them before. He needs to release them this time, but I think we all know what is going to be in them. Aiden Preston, what do you think about the Diddy party list? I think that may be the reason that you see all these celebrities supporting Harris. Let's see. Barry James Cunningham, Trump is winning. Thank God. It looks like it right now. But go vote. Everybody's got to go vote. And everybody's got to thumbs up the stream and subscribe if you haven't. It helps me. It helps me. Helps more people join in the conversation. I don't think I've said this on this stream, but I don't particularly care about being a YouTube person. I have a job that I love. But I think it's really fun to hear people talk and argue with the chat like I do, or agree with the chat. I just like talking to people. So yeah, it's fun for me. This is my Friday night, by the way. You guys are awesome. Corn Pop, during the Biden-Harris administration, fertilizer is up 40 to 60%. Do Democrats want to starve? Yeah, and part of that is because of the Russia-Ukraine war. So, yeah. Jersey Mike is really mad. He really hates Trump supporters. But he's been here for almost an hour. So, I mean, we're winning by having his gracious presence in the chat. Nosy, please don't use the name of Jesus in vain. Did I? I don't know if I did or not. TKO Turtle says, sounds like your daughter lucked out with a good dad to me. Well-educated, but not overreaching in things you're not 100% confident in. Well, thank you. I hope so. I try to be. I definitely am a little bit of a know-it-all. Feel like I know more than I do in a lot of cases, but, split shot. LBJ Kennedy killed. I fully agree with that, yeah. Jamaican Songbird, he Donald Trump and you hate your wife and daughter. I'm voting for voting for Trump that don't respect women. Okay, whatever. Whatever. You sound like a deranged lunatic, but whatever. Chris R. How many diddles did the Diddy Diddler diddle if the Diddy Diddler did do the Diddy diddle? I'm proud of myself for getting through that. Aiden Preston, I think Jersey Mike's wife's boyfriend must have voted for Trump because that's why he hates him. That's funny. Joseph Vieira, hold on, I see some baby oil on that bench behind you. No, it's I'm not sure what you're seeing. I think that's deodorant that you're seeing and laundry soap. Zhang Wei, do not believe the news. I was never touched by Diddy. Anderson Cooper lied about me. Mr. Scott, make America healthy again. Yes, I love that. Yes. Buck eating bread. Why y'all talking about Diddy? Because Diddy, man. This is the internet. Let's see. Corn Pop. Trump said he's for the exceptions. Roe versus Wade made it legal to where you could exterminate the baby after 9 months. That's why it's abolished. A bunch of people wanted it to happen. Well, and it's more of a states issue anyway. Like, I don't think the federal government has a place in that. The federal government shouldn't have a place in a lot of things. Just like I was talking about weed the other day, and I was like, it should be legal at a federal level. The problem is, um, if they legalize it federally, the price of weed is going to go up because they're going to tax it heavily. But then somebody in the chat mentioned right now, because it's illegal federally, if you're in a car with a gun and you have weed that you legally bought, then technically you can get a huge felony from that because you have a narcotic that's illegal federally and a firearm. And that's crazy. I didn't think about that. Chris Quinn, my wife is an RN. We postpone certain vaccines to prevent risks of autism, etc. Split shot. You can't take anything serious online. Just stuff. Yeah, dude. That's why I do this chat. Like, you see how many people, uh, are out here insulting me. I don't care. It's fun. I like talking to people. Jamaican Songbird. Who told you Trump is winning? Get out your bubble. Analyzing polls and looking at early voting trends and comparing it to the past. Everything except just sitting there listening to what people are telling me, you moron. Jade Griffith, say cheese and rice, not Jesus. That's funny. Jersey Mac, I hope your friends or coworkers don't know you support Trump. They will hate you. I know I hate you. God dang, this dude is terrible. Metal Stank, CNN told us Trump is winning. Let's see. Aiden Preston, where's the baby oil? Yeah, we need some. Soldier, in what state do you vote in, and who did you vote in 2020? I voted Trump in 2020, but I'm not going to say what state I live in. I live in the Midwest, but as a medical professional, I can be found pretty easily on a license lookup. So I don't say which state I live in. Silas Thomas, boys with balls vote for Trump, girls with balls vote for Kamala. Jeez. Corn Pop, violent crime is up 40% since 2020 because the Democrats let in millions of illegal criminals. That's true. Corn Pop, oh, you already said that. Twizzlers, if you squint, you kind of look like Dexter. Don't come into my laboratory. Chris R, I'm proud of you for getting through that. I posted the Diddy Diddle tongue twister everywhere, and you're the first. That's funny. Aiden Preston, you gonna oil up? No. The nitrous Chad. So with the JFK files, do you think the same organization that killed him took the shot at Trump, or at least had some? That's a big topic. I don't know. I know there's a lot of weird stuff with the first assassination attempt, and if I had to bet my life, I would say yes. I would say yes. But I don't know. If you guys haven't, and I think I've advocated for this book more than anybody, what's it called? Chaos. Charles Manson, JFK, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 50s, I think is what it's called. Amazing book. Read it. Let's see. Thomas Shepard, ban it federally, but actually ban it. Well, I don't know. I don't think weed should be banned. If we're gonna allow alcohol to be legal, weed shouldn't be banned. Let's see. Chris R. Also, when you get your pot card, you surrender your gun rights. Yeah, I get drug tested all the time, so I don't use any drugs at all. I didn't really before then even anyway. When I lived on the West Coast, you smoke a little bit, but that's terrible for you. I haven't done that in years and years, but yeah. Cam G, if they shouldn't be involved in a lot of things, then the list of what they should be involved in should be reasonably short. So in your opinion, what should the federal government be involved in? I think there should be some kind of a safety net, a social safety net. I think our social benefits programs are way out of control, but I think they should be included in that. I think that they should be included in our interactions with other countries. So securing the border, tariffs, making national treaties. They should be involved in let's see, where else are we going with this? The federal government, they should be involved in dealing with disputes between states. Um, there's not a whole lot of things I want them involved in, to tell you the truth. Um, and they slowly just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe election integrity at a national level, but again, even the states ought to take care of that. So I don't know. Add other things you think they should be involved in. That's an interesting question. Uh, Jade Griffiths, wow, ignored me straight up. Did I miss you? He said, yup. I don't know. I can't read all of these. There's so many, dude. I'm jumping through them as many as I can. Split shot. Post Halloween joke. Why can't the witch get pregnant? Because the pumpkin has a Halloweenie. Lane Hole. Can you say go Cowboys? No, I cannot. I do not like the Cowboys. Go Seahawks. Christopher Nelson. Trump going to win. I think so. Milk Tea Alliance. Stop simping, creeps. He has a wife and she's bringing home Chad's creep by on her undies tonight for dinner. She is at the gym. Thomas M., you definitely touch children. What is with everybody accusing me of being a pedophile? That's wild. Actually, I was sexually abused as a kid, but I'm not a pedophile. Interestingly enough, it took a long time to like actually admit that that happened. By the way, and I actually the other day I had a patient disclose something similar about themselves, and so it was a pretty emotional session. Actually, we talked about both of our experiences, and it was pretty wild. I mean, I never expected that out of being a therapist. That's crazy. Like being and I'm not a psychological therapist. I help people learn to walk and take care of themselves again. Not a physical therapist. I'm an occupational therapist. Corn Pop. Haiti people have cats at their grocery stores and they're eating the cats and eating the pets. Eat fluffy meow meow. Oh my god. Soldier, do you live in a swing state? I do not. No. Bunjamoid. Mr. Scott. J87. Has the unlimited power of the wrench corrupted you yet? Ooh, I'm going to give Bunjamoid a wrench too. Because I know Bunjamoid. Bunjamoid now has a wrench. Let's see. Jersey Mike, I respect you for not blocking me. I just really hate Trump, not you. Dude, there's no point in blocking you. Like, the thing is, we ought to be able to have decent conversations with each other if we disagree. Now, if you just keep attacking me, I might say some mean things back to you because it's funny. But like at the end of the day, like, think whatever you want, vote however you want, vote your conscience. Like it's not my choice to tell you how to vote. I'm just telling you what I do. Eric the actor, 9/11 was an inside job. There's a lot to get into on 9/11, man. Metal Snake, Kamala was sitting cackling on the Stephen Colbert show while hurricane victims were getting counted, and she gave at least $2 billion to Ukraine and gave only $750. She's dirt cheap on. Dude, that was such a bad look. That $750 thing. Jesus. Joseph Vieira, what are your thoughts on Fauci having a secret affair with my mom? I feel sorry for you. Actually, speaking of Fauci, I have this book that I'm reading right now, The Wuhan Cover-Up by RFK. I think I'm gonna do a stream where I talk about it, and like talk about what I'm learning in the chapters of it, because I mean it's pretty interesting. Also, guys, I'm gonna continue reading through your comments, but I need a phone charger. My phone is about to die, so I'm gonna go upstairs and get one, and my daughter is sleeping, so I'm going to be quiet while I do it. Okay, we have arrived. We successfully did not wake the child and got a charger. So my phone, which was at 3%, will not die. Let's see. Anti-aging trainer. Yeah, you sound like you've had a few penises in your mouth. Jesus, man. Joseph Vieira, continue the cycle, brother. Okay. Let's see. Chris R., don't worry about the pedo accusations. We all know the lowest primary means of attack is projection. Yeah, dude. It doesn't bother me. It 100% doesn't bother me. Chris Quinn, it's nice to see you try to address all of them. It's tough to get to them all. Well, I mean, that's why I do this. Like, I tried doing like streams where I talked about news, but I feel like I do better with videos, and then like just talking to people is fun. This is more the type of YouTube that I like, instead of, like sitting there preaching to people about what I think is right and not responding to what they have to say. But oh, baby's awake. I must have woke her up while I was up. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.